Hello, and welcome to the Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Each week, they bring you conversations with local Christian businesses and business owners. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to fine podcasts. The Experience Local is brought to you each week by wonderful sponsors.
10D Tech, delivering fast, friendly, and fully managed IT services for Oregon businesses. Call 541-243-7201 and online at 10dtech.com. Join Boson Hub in supporting Kicking Cancer, empowering individuals and their families to thrive in their cancer journey through action, support, and education. kicking-cancer.org. James Reed & Associates, specializing in comprehensive coverage for nonprofits, ministries, small businesses, and personal lines of coverage across the Pacific Northwest. JamesReedAgency.com or call 503-588-8229. Independent Merchant Brokers, innovative solutions for your payment processing needs. 877-460-4747 and on the web, independentmerchantbrokers.com. Discover Oregon Real Estate, statewide experts in luxury home sales, farm, ranch, commercial, business sales, and land developments. Call 541-250-1065 and visit them online at dore.llc.
And now, your hosts for the Experience Local, Russ and Scott.
Bum.
Ta-da! We're here live.
Here
Yes, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Experience Local, live with Russ and Scott. Almost said the wrong show there. So
you got to
great
remember
see
where
you,
you're
Scott.
at. You got to remember where you're at.
I know.
Well, hey, it's Monday. We are here on the Experience Local, Believers in Business, and we get to talk to Christians that are involved in their business, in their nonprofits, and how they're integrating their faith, family, and work all together. And I'm looking forward to talking with Micah today.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great. She's amazing. And I'm so excited because, you know what? There's so much out there locally, no matter where you are watching from. Your local area is full of amazing people that have amazing local businesses, nonprofits, or ministries that you should be supporting and be part of. And, we started out here in just the Willamette Valley, which is still the lion's share of what we do. But then we had one of our co-hosts here, Mr. D. Scott Smith, moved to Texas. So then Texas became part of the local area. And occasionally we have somebody like our guest last week who's from another area, but we're still talking about the same thing, everybody. Talking about your local area, your local business, your family, how it all integrates together, how God uses that in amazing ways. And just so grateful to be able to do this, Scott, every week with you.
I'm glad we get to hang out together. And last week I was in Arizona. One of the great things about traveling, though, is that you can still stay connected to your local community. So this show airs live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube every Monday. And then it re-airs as an audio radio broadcast on KWIL at 6:30 Pacific time on or 6 o'clock tonight, right? 6 or 6:30.
Actually, it's yes. Yep. That's exactly right.
6 or 6:30.
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock tonight on KWIL, and that's 96.9 FM and AM 790. But if you're out of the area, you can stream it. So if you're not within the broadcast hours, you can stream KWIL and listen to the Experience Local. And you can do the same on Saturday mornings at 8:30 Pacific with KYKN. You can stream this show anywhere in the world. So if you're traveling around and you go, man, I just need my fix of the Experience Local with Russ and Scott, you can stream it.
Who needs to be binging Netflix, things like that? There's all kinds of episodes of the Experience Live with Russ and Scott, the Experience Local, and you can just go to local.theexperience.video for more information today on Scott and myself and on our shows, all that is going on.
Mhm.
And not only can you stream those radio shows, but you can also, this also converts to audio podcasts. So you can get it there as well on all audio podcast platforms. So we appreciate all of that. And Scott, you got so much going on. We got the Waco experience too.
Absolutely, yeah. Broadcasting on KBBW every Saturday morning, and then a podcast everywhere humans are. So you can always find the Waco experience and go to wacoexperience.com. But I just want to say thank you to our sponsors as well for making these shows possible. And that's what makes a difference.
Definitely. Absolutely. We're so thankful for Boson Hub, who sponsors Kicking Cancer, for Tendy Tech, IMB, Independent Merchant Brokers, James Reed and Associates, and Door Real Estate. So amazing, all of our sponsors. And don't forget, everybody, you can, if you miss this show, it sits on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook after we're done. You can watch it video, or you can just go to the Experience.video, subscribe to our YouTube page, and then you have it there all the time to access. That would be so great. We'd appreciate your subscription to that. And Scott, I'm just so thankful for the amazing people we have. Like you always say, we have the most amazing guests, and we have one today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've covered what we need to do to remind people where we're at. Let's bring Micah in.
Let's do that. I'm excited. Here she is, Micah Loop. Hi, Micah.
Hello. Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
You are so welcome. Thank you for coming. You are an amazing friend. And you and I are always trading back prayers and messages. And I appreciate you so much, and your family and your wonderful husband and your ministry and all that you're doing. But I'm not going to tell about it. I'm going to let you tell everybody, who in the world is Micah Loop? What are you up to? Give us a little background here.
Well, thank you, Russ. If you guys don't know, Russ is such an encourager to all the pastors at our Mosaic campuses. He literally sends messages every Sunday morning praying for us and ministry for that morning. And so thank you, Russ. It means so much. He's been doing it since the beginning of the church plant or multiplication that we've been doing. And so it means the world to have the support like that, especially during the beginning and all of the ups and downs of planning a church. And so you've been such a support. So thank you for all of that. But yeah, I am married to Cody Loop, and he is the Dallas campus pastor for Mosaic Church here in Oregon. And so I get the honor and privilege to work alongside him and just serve alongside him and love on the people of Dallas. We really love the community that we're in. Like you were just saying, there's amazing people in every community, and I think we got the jackpot here in Dallas. There's some really incredible people here, and it's such a close-knit community, and so we love it so much. And then we've been doing that for about 2.5 years, and we have 2 amazing kids. We have Hallie and Declan, and so 4 and 7 years old, and it is the greatest joy being a mom. It is so much fun, and they are fun and spunky, and I love watching them grow into their own personalities. That's been so sweet. And then I also do hair. I'm a hairstylist, and we actually do hair. I do hair from my home, and so I have a salon in the front part of my house, so I don't miss moments with my kids, and that's been a huge blessing. Normally hairdressers, we work morning to late at night. Before I had kids, I would work 12, 14, 15-hour days. That's pretty common for hairdressers. And so it was long days. And about 4 years ago, we decided to have a home here in a different part of Dallas, and had the option and opportunity to be able to make my salon in the front part of my house. And so that's a blessing because my husband also is a first responder at the moment before he transitions to full-time ministry here in the next month. But yeah, they get mandatory a lot. And so it's been awesome to be able to have it from my house. So if he gets called out, then I still can do hair and don't have to move clients around. So that's been a huge blessing. But yeah, then I still get to love on my kids and greet Declan when he comes home from school at 3 o'clock. I can turn around and give him a hug as I'm applying a color. And so it's been such a beautiful thing for our family.
Well, Dallas is a great community, and I used to work in Dallas. And it was funny because I remember talking to someone. They said, "Oh, Dallas, I've driven through there," and I was like, "Not unless you were lost, because Highway 99 runs north south, Highway 22 runs east west, and in the little crook there in the southwest corner sits Dallas."
Yep.
So how did you guys happen to choose Dallas?
So my husband and I grew up in West Salem, and so we both grew up there and met there at high school. As high school sweethearts, we got married. This summer will be 10 years ago we've been married. We
Congratulations.
got married pretty young, 20 and 21. And about a year into being married, we were looking to see, okay, what's the next step for home? We were renting for my dad at the time. He has a rental place in West Salem. And my brother-in-law actually worked here in Dallas, and he drives around for the city, and he said, hey, there's a house that you should look at. And it was in Dallas, and Dallas was a lot cheaper at the time. And so we said, okay, great. And they already lived there. And so that's kind of why we decided to do it. And then Cody ended up working for the fire department here for a while. And so, yeah, we chose to be here because it was more affordable for housing. And now it is a growing, booming community. There was like 11 or 12, 13 T-ball teams like the last couple of years. Like, I mean, there's just so many kids everywhere. And so I love it. My kids get to grow up with so many amazing families around, but it's growing very, very fast. And they're still not done building and expanding here. But we just need a Trader Joe's or something. That would be great. But there's a lot of farm carts and stuff that they have. So there's a lot of really great local stuff. I mean, at church, we have a ladies text message that's called Egg Ladies Chat. And, we get fresh farm eggs on Sunday mornings that, that gets put in the green room, and we all pick up our eggs. So, I mean, I just love the close knit of that with the Dallas aspect of the farm part. It's been great.
Well, I love the Dallas community as well. And back when you were just a youngin', in fact, I'm getting so old, I didn't want to guess how old you were when I was on staff out in Dallas at a church, and where really Kyla grew up in the church there as well, and Connor, our kids, and great community. Love that community with the way people come together. Just a small, like you said, tight-knit community. So it's really wonderful. So when did you start, your faith and your ministry? I mean, we could talk about that forever, but when did you start doing the hairdressing? And is that kind of turned into kind of a little ministry too, because you're with them for a long time, be able to talk to people, share, pray with people, whatever.
Yeah. So I started doing hair right out of high school. So a week after I graduated high school, I went to beauty school. And I got the program done in a year. So I was a hairstylist and esthetician by the time I was 19, and running my own little self-employed kind of business. I worked in a salon in Salem. My mom's a hairdresser as well, and she owns a salon with her and her friend Cindy. And so I got to work there with some amazing women. I really love the women there, and worked there for a long time until about 4 years ago when I was just about to have Hallie right here that just snuck in. And so I worked in Salem up until about 4 years ago. So I did 7 years of hair in Salem, about 7. And then I've been doing 4 years here in Dallas. Do you want to say hi? No. And so I've been doing hair for almost 11 years now. And yeah, it's been such a ministry in so many ways. It's been really awesome having it in my home. I can have worship music on and just, I get to pray over people and encourage them. I have been doing hair for long enough with some of them that some of the clients that were strangers in the beginning have now become such close and sweet friends. And we get to do life together. And some of them, if they, a lot of them are first responders as well. And so we just get to relate on so many different levels, which has been such a blessing. But yeah, I get to support each other through the great and the hard. And so it's been something I joke with them. I was like, who gets to have like a coffee date for 3 hours every 8 weeks with their friends? Like, it doesn't happen normally, and sometimes it's like 3-hour appointments, and, they don't get to sit with people for that long every month or two. So that's been such a sweet thing. And they're all friends now and family. They get to love on my kids too. And some of them get excited to get to sit and read books with Hallie while they're processing. And, it's just been such a beautiful thing.
So we would like to always talk about how you integrate your faith and family, and having your home-based business makes a huge difference. You're able, as you say, to be there. Joint parenting works so well when you can make those handoff and transitions, and communication is a big important part of that between husband and wife, and making sure that schedules mount and all that stuff. I want to go back to Dallas a little bit. As you mentioned, it's a growing community, and so you started the church there as a church plant. What do you see happening in the community, and what vision do you have for the future?
Wow, what a big question. Yeah, we have our main campus in West Salem, and we are multiplication. So we did like a little church plant here in Dallas. That's a multiplication. So we have same name and same culture and all that kind of stuff here in Dallas as well. But yeah, God's been really doing some cool things. We have a lot of children and a lot of parents that are like, hey, we want to raise our kids to know the Lord. And maybe they grew up going to church and maybe had some time away, but are now coming back and realizing they really want that foundation for their family and their kids. And so we have a lot of small groups that are happening, and just so much genuine connection. People are being seen. I think COVID really changed a lot in the ministry world of like, and even just the social world. Like people are like, oh, like we need to stay 6 feet away, and people realized during that time, and even Cody and I have like, oh, we needed community that lived next door. We needed community right here, right around here. Because at that time we were driving farther for a church we really, really loved, that we realized, oh, we really need people that can like check in, that we run into the grocery store. And so we are huge on go to church in your community, be around the people, go and help your next door neighbor, those kind of things. But we really see the Lord doing so much in Dallas. There's a statistic that is something that Cody and I, it just really struck huge in our heart, is 80% of the people over the age of 18 that come to know the Lord will do it in a church that's younger than 5 years old. And we have really seen that statistic, people either coming back to know who Jesus is or ask questions, or people that are like, hey, I've never really opened a Bible before and I don't know where Genesis is, like in the Bible. Like that's, real questions. And so it's been such an honor to walk alongside people that are like, hey, I really want to figure this out for the first time, and to have support systems around them. So future wise, I see Dallas really being changed. I really do. There are 20,000 people within 5 minutes of our building that don't attend church or don't know the Lord. And so that's something that's huge on our hearts. And so we pray, every day for healthy churches here, and for growing, and for people to be able to know who Jesus is. And so we see that really happening here. And it's an honor to walk alongside people doing life with kiddos, and the joy that it is to be a mom, and to be a business owner, and to be able to just stop and pray for people in a grocery store. Just things like that it's having a positive, outlook, I guess, on life, but bringing that into ministry too, and changing our community just one family at a time. So
this is what I loved about I've been to the church a couple times, and I was able to speak and talk with Cody in one of the services. But what I loved was the kids were just having so much fun, and they were running all over the place. In a good way, they're being kids. And I thought this is a great environment for families to feel like comfortable with their kids, because some people get really worried. Oh no, what if they're too loud? What if, the kids bounce? Just like I told you, I love Hallie jumping up in your lap and looking at herself in the camera, and just, it's okay. Kids are kids, and creating that environment, you guys have done an amazing thing. So I know that it has grown like crazy since you started. We started with one service there. You've gone to 2 services. The numbers are just, people are just finding a home. And I think it's because of you're just real with people, right?
That's our hope. That's our goal. I think, especially with this generation right now, they see social media, and as you know, AI and all those things can change. Like, you don't really know what you're seeing, what's real, what's not, what's edited, what's filtered. And people just really want genuine, like, hey, I see you, like where you are. And you are important, and like we want to invite you in. Like we do a ladies bunko night once a month, and man, like these women just have the best time. And I mean, we have the best time. We think it's so great, but it's like they can be themselves, and that's, I think, such an important thing right now with this next piece. We have young adults and stuff that come in, and it's like the biggest thing is like we just want someone that can talk with us and be real. Like, it's like a lot of them come in and they see me parent and be a mom, and they come hang out in my kitchen as I'm baking or just cleaning or whatever. There's a couple of them coming over this week. I mean, it's part of our routine for them to just see life. But also, we really have a huge passion for healthy families. And so for them to know the Lord, but also how do you raise your kids and in all of the seasons of life, but also how do you have healthy marriages and ones that honor the Lord. And so we do our best to be real in all those pieces. And so it's an honor. We love it. But yeah, kids are everywhere. They're running all over the place. But we also believe that it's important for kids to be comfortable in church. They're the future of the church. It is important. And also to be able to create leaders within, and from a young age, like, Declan's come up before and helped lead communion with our church with me a couple times, we want them to find that this is their church, and we want them to know and understand why we believe what we believe. And so they can make that decision for themselves, but also so we can be like, hey, here's the questions. It's okay to ask questions here, because things can be confusing sometimes. And so it's important.
So
they're cared there.
Micah, you mentioned that you and Cody were high school sweethearts, married right out of school.
Yeah.
What was your testimony? Did you grow up in a Christian home?
Yeah, so I grew up in a Christian home. I have amazing parents, and they took us to church every Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night. And really, I was not unfamiliar with church. And so, had really grown up in it and loved it, loved the community, had amazing leaders, amazing pastors. Really great experience in churches, and served in all of them, loved all the pieces of it. And at one point throughout end of high school, I was attending 3 different churches, one Sunday morning, one Sunday night, one Wednesday night, because my family went to one, and then that was a little farther away from where I went to high school. And then there was an amazing church in our community that all my friends went to for high school, so I went there on Sunday nights. And then Wednesday night is where my husband went, as we were dating and working in youth ministry together. We served in youth ministry for a long time, and did that on Wednesday nights. And so that's kind of what we had done. So I had been in church all the time and had so many incredible church communities. So not unfamiliar with serving or planning center or all the things.
Well, this is what I love, is that you guys are just so energized in all that you're doing, and you drawing people in because you're making it fun for the adults, fun for the kids, and just doing life, right? And I think that's so important. You're just doing life and being real. Like you said, we don't know what's going on with AI and what is real and what's not. This is not an AI discussion, but it's the whole idea of what we're surrounded with every day, right? So people are looking for authenticity, looking for real. And I love the fact that you grew up in that family of believers, and that now you're creating that in your own family. I think that as far as the ministry goes in the future, what are you guys looking? What is on your hearts that you see, because you're growing? So what new things are on the horizon that you can share?
Yeah, I think if there's any other campus pastors or church planners, whatever, they can relate with this, is finding rhythm and routine. I feel like in the first year, you're literally changing systems so often. I feel like, there was a point within a 10-month span, we had to adjust our kids ministry 7 times, of just what we were doing and what that looked like, because there was just so much change happening. You have location change, you have class change, you have curriculum you're trying to figure out. And so we've been finding I feel like getting a little bit of a groove, which has been really good. The biggest thing is just making sure when people walk in, they feel like they're seen and taken care of, and connecting them to groups. So right now we've been working on a lot of small groups. We have some classes coming up. I just had our first meeting yesterday for our women's conference that's happening in Dallas this spring. That's our second one. So we're so excited for that. We have a really great group of women on that committee. And we had a committee last week for VBS, right? We had about 70 kids for VBS last year. We're hoping for 120 this year. So we just have we're just working on slowly growing in that and in the place that we are right now in the church. What can we do within the walls of the church we're renting from? Because we were from another church and share a building. So the goal is, okay, Lord, what do you have next? I feel like, it's been such a journey of just walking in faith. Okay, Lord, what's 3 months from now? We can just plan 3 months out right now, and having to be okay with that and be like, okay, Lord, you're caring for those pieces and all of those details. Cody and I are normally a 5-10 year planning kind of people. And so only being able to plan in 3-month increments is a little more challenging, but our heart is really that, there are more people constantly coming to know the Lord, but also making sure we have systems in place to support them and to make sure it's not just a person walking in and they don't get a hello to. We're really big on making sure that they get at least 7, we try to have 7 points of contact with the new people that come in, because that's statistically what you need for someone to feel seen. And so we try to really, really have it working hard, but we're still building some of those teams up. And so we're working on parking teams being built even more, and how do we make sure we're being really intentional in every part of, from the time they pull into the parking lot to the time that they get and sit down in the service. And so just working on all of those pieces. So that's kind of right now what we've been working on in building that, and just really seeing people and deep connections kind of created, and more people just leading small groups and feeling like they want to kind of keep stepping to that next level of okay, I'm comfortable. I've been attending a small group now, and now I feel like next time I can lead one, and working on those kind of pieces of discipleship. So the discipleship is a huge part of our season right now. Yeah.
That is so awesome. I just love all you guys are doing, but we've got to wrap things up because the show's winding up in the next minute or so. Tell us what your gold nugget of today's conversation is, what you really want people to remember from what we talked about today, and then let us know how to get in touch with you. I've got your email ticket along the bottom, and if there's another spot that works, or just tell us your email, and thank you.
Yeah, I would say that if you are not in a church home, go find one and get connected. And the best way to be fed is to serve. Jesus came to serve, and so we should be serving too. And so I think that's how you can really make a difference in people around you, but also so you can get the most out of it. Serving is the best way for you to be able to get closer to the Lord too, which sounds crazy, but obedience and walking in obedience is how you really hear more from the Lord, especially when you're reading scripture and all those things, is just to walk in and obey him in those things, and to get to know the people that are around you and love them. Be you may be the only Jesus somebody ever sees. And so how are you representing him? That's kind of something that we try to live out is, okay, if someone were to see me and they knew I was a Christian, would they want to be a Christian? And so that's a huge part. Connection. Email's great. Instagram, Facebook, those things. I try to check messages as often as I can, but running a couple ministries and business, it makes it a little more challenging. So I try to get back in the right response time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. So micahloophair@gmail.com is her email. And Micah, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate you so much. And we're going to send you out to the green room. Hang tight for just a minute as we wrap things up. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Well, Scott, another amazing person, I'm telling you.
Yep. Absolutely. Always the most remarkable people on the planet right here on The Experience and The Experience Local here on Mondays. And people can always go to local.theexperience.video and find out all the ways to watch and be involved. And we have a little tip jar there. You can click and donate to this show. If you love what you hear and the stories that we tell, then help us keep it going.
Amen to that. Thank you so much for everybody, because we can't do this without you. Thanks so much for going to local.theexperience.video today for more information. And we're here every Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for your viewing and listening pleasure. Then it converts to audio podcast too. And don't forget, on the radio, KWIL and KYKN. Until next week, have a blessed and amazing week and enjoy
your local experience.
All right. See you, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to The Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to find podcasts. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. We look forward to seeing you next time on The Experience Local with Russ and Scott.